On this video, guys, we are creating an alert. Okay, so an alert is just like a notification. Let's go to our robot again. As you remember, I've said you press on tools and then you go to meter codes language editor. It's loading. It opened again. Remember, this was our robot for the last video. Okay, so I'm doing an alert now. So as I've told you that this is what will happen when we plug our robot. I can just put the alert here. So the alert is just like a notification. Okay, so whatever that I will put in the alert will be a notification. It will pop up on the screen and give us whatever that we'll write inside. So the alert, you just write alert. You can see they also give you suggestions. You can see it's written void alert, and then you press enter. So, and then close here. So I'm going to explain this very well. Okay, this is already created for us. This is a function. Okay, it's already created for us, but it's our notification. Okay, you just type this alert. You can copy it here, even if you make wrong spelling, don't worry. And then after writing alert, you open bracket. You open bracket. You close the bracket. Everything that you are going to do, almost everything, you are going to open the bracket and then close the bracket. Okay, and then you are going to end your function with a semicolon. So what happens here is that this function is already created, and then after typing this, we are going to put some words here inside here. Okay, inside our alerts. Every time when you write a function, you must complete it with a semicolon, and you are going to spend almost the rest of your programming career forgetting this thing always at the end of your codes. Okay, this tells the computer that we are done. We are done with the function. We are done typing the function. So it allows us to write another alert here. Okay, so how will you know if you did if you did a correct thing? If I type alert here, check, and then enter, or just alert without anything, I'm going to compile. Remember, this thing helps us to see the errors before we even take our robot out here. You can see it gives me 2 errors: return, parentheses, expected. Yeah, they call the brackets parentheses. So to fix this error, double click the error. You see what happened, and then it will give you where there's an error. So put my bracket and then compile again to see if I'm doing it correct. Still I'm getting errors. You can see alert, wrong, parameters count. Okay, so I put my semicolon. Let me compile now. Still 1 error. Why there's an error? Because there's nothing inside. So you can't put this function without putting anything inside. Okay, so let me put hello inside. Compile. I'm still getting error. Okay, and I'll tell you why I get error. The reason why I'm getting error is because hello are words. Okay, not a number. But if I can put it 10 here and compile, no error, no nothing. Why? Because this is a number. So when you put words in any of your program, you must put the quotation marks to show that this is a sentence. These are words. We call them strings. You see now I've placed hello. Let me compile. You see everything is correct now because I have placed my quotation marks. But hello without quotation marks will give me error. Okay, you don't put quotation marks on numbers. You can put 10,000 here. Compile. I'm having error because I've left space. It's not allowed. Okay, so as you can see now, the code is generated very well because this is a number. You don't need to put some quotations. Okay, so we have created our robot, which will just give us the alert. This is a notification of 1000. Compile. Then let's go back to our charts. When you go to your charts, I've never actually done it, most likely, yeah, but you press there, and then when you need to see your robot now, you can go to a view, we want a navigation. Okay, so you can see now when you scroll here, you will see your robot. Okay, it's here, you can see it's written Ronald. Okay, this is the robot that we created, and then I'm going to drop it on the charts, okay, so that we can see what it does. Yes, and then allow. You see, remember we placed 1000. This is our 1000. Remember, this is our 1000, our alert. As I've said, alert is just something like a notification. Okay, let me go back and change this 1000. Okay, I'm going to put 50 now. 50, compile, and then you can see it already did. You can see here is it. Okay, 50. So we've created our first robot here. It does just simple things. 50, you can see. Yeah, so we have successfully created our alert, and I'll tell you what this helps. This will help you maybe when you're programming. You'll want to set something to say, when the market does this, please alert me this. When the market does this, alert me this. Okay, so I hope now you understand what is the alert. You can see I've placed it where I said every time when you launch the robot, this is what will be executed. But then if I can take my alert out of here and put it here on every tick, remember I've said this is on tick, it will just delete many times. Check, because my robot will be executed every time when the market moves. Can see it's just a mess, a lot of 50s, because that is on tick. Okay, but then I love it to be at the beginning of the robot only, not on tick. Then I'll compile again. Yeah, it will run once. When I activate the robot, that is when my program will run. Once it's done. Okay, so let's do weights. As I've said, we call these strings, né? You will know these things. Okay, hello, can just put hello there, compile. Okay, you can say clean, because now our robot will say hello. You can see here hello, because now we put words. Remember, when you put words, you must put these double quotations. Don't make mistake of that, because if I can remove one and then compile, I get errors. But if I add that one, and then I don't get any errors. Okay, as you can see, compile. Then when you compile, you are actually updating your robot here. If it doesn't allow you to compile, then your robot is not updated. Okay, which means whatever that you have made cannot be run. It's not allowed. Okay, and see, so you've made your first expert advisor. Okay, of course later we'll be using the market information. Now I just want to show you so that we can go step by step. And remember, we don't need this function and this function and these things here, but we're just placing them. The most important one is this one, and to show you that the most important one is this one, if I can just put my alert here. Remember, alert is just the notification, and remove everything. Still compile. You can see we compiled with no error, clean, no error, compile, no error, no warning, because, and you can see our program is still running because it's on, you can see, on tick. So the most important program is on tick. Okay, this is the most important one, unless if you want just to do alert, but on tick is the most important one. And then you have to close with the semicolon. You will spend the rest of your programming career forgetting this thing. It's okay, we make errors, don't jump. Okay, so this is our function, as you can see. You must type it exactly as it is. If you can put a small a here, it won't work. You can see it won't work at all. You can see. So in programming, you must be careful of your alphabets. You type everything exactly as it is. You don't type like you're typing an essay. Okay, everything, no mistake. If here there's a small e, you put the small e as it is. Copy this, put in your robots, and then enjoy. Just enjoy doing this notification on your chat. Okay, just enjoy it. Yeah. So yeah, on the next video, I'm going to give you another thing. I'm going to teach you another thing again. Just follow along. Don't pressure yourself. You will get this thing right, slowly but surely. Okay. So let me out here. Yeah, guys, subscribe so that I can keep on creating these videos. Because if you don't subscribe, guys, I will stop along the way. Okay, and we don't want that. All right. So yeah, see you on the next video, and you must always remember to save your things. Of course, when you compile, it's saved already, but yeah, you can also save, you know. Sharp. See you in the next video, guys. Give me a subscribe, like, and share.